Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about how the stay-at-home girlfriend will change Dungeons and Dragons. All right, let's explore this topic. All right, so first of all, link below, you will find a video done by a brilliant YouTuber. I really like her stuff. I've been listening to her for years. She's really brilliant. Her name is Chelsea, and she does the financial diet. And so she gives advice on how you should actually how you should do specifically your money, right? Like, so, like how to amortize stuff and how to save well and that kind of content, right? She's brilliant. She also does it in a really fun and lighthearted way. And the thing I really like about her is she talks about money in the context of culture, right? Like, so how does money fit into our lives culturally? And I think this is really important. I love her stuff, right? I did not know this. She did an entire video, check it out below, where she said that right now there is a trend where the girl boss is being replaced by the way I understood it, this is hetero relationships, right? I think we're reaching a point where, fortunately, LGBT people are getting respect, equal respect as human beings. And one of the things that's starting to happen is people are starting to have conversations about the shape of LGBTQ relationships and hetero relationships. And some of there are some differences, right? Like some of these relationships are shaped differently. So this is primarily the girl boss stock on the girl boss is going down for men, and specifically the younger generation, specifically the Gen Z generation. They are switching out the girl boss for the stay-at-home girlfriend. And this is fascinating, and it's new, right? So, girl boss, right? It's been coming up for 20, 30 years, and it's the strong, empowered female who's independent, right? And guys, essentially were really struggling to keep up with the girl boss, with girl boss women, and were, and really kind of got to the point where they felt really unnecessary. Like if you're throwing it down and you have your own money, and generally we've reached a point where it's pretty like everybody's like kind of admitting like, hey, if you're a dude and you do the domestic, that doesn't work out all the time. There's a lot of women who are like, actually, there's an increasing conversation that's actually unattractive, right, to women, right? And before, like, we were still collecting the numbers, but a lot of times that stuff, it wasn't working out the way men were expecting it to. And they're like, I don't know if I want to be like the domestic partner, and then if I'm not that, and I can't really out earn the girl boss anymore, I'm really unnecessary, right? And so and Chelsea goes into this, that there's now this new trend where women are saying, hey, what if I be the stay-at-home girlfriend? Okay, we all get it. Nobody's getting married anymore. We're not really having kids. What if I stay home, actually take care of the house, keep the house clean, wash your clothes, and make sure that you have a nice lunch. And when you come home, I greet you and you talk to me about your day. And what if I do that? You pay the rent, and I actually stay home and I make smoothies and I take care of my skin and I do everything to look nice, for you. Why don't we try this again, right? Which is kind of astounding. I did not know that this was a trend. This is incredible, right? So it looks like there is a market for men who want a stay-at-home girlfriend, which looks like what a stay-at-home wife used to be, right? And so, this before was like this, kind of an unheard of, terrible thing, and now it's changing, right? And and women are saying, hey, I'd like to do what my mom did, or what my grandmother did 40 years ago. We won't be married, but I'll do all the same things, and the structures and the roles will look the same, right? And maybe there'll be some comfort in that, right? And it's really interesting. It's almost like in America, we go through a thing to realize the value of the thing. Like, we threw this thing out, and everybody's like, hey, what if the dude earned, and I kept a nice home, and I greeted you when you came home? And there are people doing this, right? And so as this emerges, right, how does it change Dungeons and Dragons? Well, I actually, in my humble opinion, I think this could be incredibly helpful for Dungeons and Dragons. One, the stay-at-home girlfriends could put together a group, right? Like, if there's like, an apartment building, and there's 8 stay-at-home girlfriends in that apartment building, they can take a 2-hour block on Tuesdays from 2 to 4 and run a session, run a campaign. That's pretty cool. They'll actually have the time to do it, right? And they can enjoy it, right? The other thing is, since the guy isn't having to do their laundry and is like comes home and actually has somebody to ask them about their day and has a nice meal prepared, right? That's a lot of stress that's removed from that gentleman, right? And he may have the time and the bandwidth to play Dungeons and Dragons, right? And the stay-at-home girlfriend, like, Dungeons and Dragons is its own reward. You don't have to drink through it. You don't have to like go to some place and where if you go to a bar or if you go to a dance club or something like that, if you already have a girlfriend, that's nothing. That's pretty much nothing but like a place to get into trouble. Whereas a Dungeons and Dragons game is a place where you have something to do and you can socialize in a good way that actually helps you to be a better earner anyway, right? So it really seems like the stay-at-home girlfriend structure could be incredibly beneficial for Dungeons and Dragons, for on both sides, on the guy who's paying for the home, right, and for the girl who's taking care of the home. So in my humble opinion, it looks like the emergence of the stay-at-home girlfriend could be incredibly beneficial for some people to play more and play better Dungeons and Dragons. Am I right? I'd love to hear what you think. All right? Do you think that the emergence of this surprising new trend could be beneficial for Dungeons and Dragons the way I think it is? Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.